everybody, Shane here, Shoebox Legends. Thanks for stopping by the channel for a quick video today. This is going to be a mail day or pickups video. I have a little stack here that I've gotten in over the last, I'd say maybe 2-3 weeks, some of my pickups, and we're just going to go through them because work is still very hectic and I've had very little time recently for YouTube, either watching content or creating it. Quite honestly, I think it'll get a little bit better as we get into February. But for now, a quick and easy mail day video seemed like a good way to touch base and just get some content up. So let's start with this one. Great card that I picked up recently. This is the Ronald Acuna Jr. Topps Gold from 2019 Topps Update. The All-Star Game card, and of course, it's a somewhat well-known card because of that crazy OxyClean logo on the fence there in the background. And this is one that I picked up recently just because I do like Acuna, but he's not somebody that I've really collected heavily. You just can't collect everybody, at least at a deep level. And as far as modern baseball, I've focused more on guys like Mookie Betts and Juan Soto, but I do like Ronald Acuna. And this was up for $3 at auction, and there was no mention of it being a gold at all, even though there was a photograph, including a back photograph that clearly showed that it was serial numbered to 2019 and was the gold parallel. So not a great job by the seller. This went, I was the only bidder, I think, on this at $3 and free shipping. So happy to add a pretty nice gold Acuna parallel there for just really a couple bucks. Happy with that. Got another one on the baseball front and another gold, only this is a gold numbered to 50, and it's the gentleman I spoke about a moment ago, Mookie Betts. Always on the hunt for more Mookie cards and to kind of expand my collection of the man. And recently I stumbled upon this one from the Bowman Chrome release. It's a World Baseball Classic insert, and it's the gold refractor numbered to 50. I don't really know a ton about this, to be honest with you. I think it's a relatively new release, so I don't know if there's a version of this that has a standard background or if they all have the American flag. I don't really care either way. I just think it's a gorgeous looking Mookie Betts card, and I love gold numbered to 50. Of course, he is one of the most prominent members of the United States baseball team, and so one of the players I would think you would most want to pull from a product like this or an insert set like this. And yeah, as I stated, if we look on the back, copy 5 of 50. It's like the eBay palindrome, numeric palindrome 1 of 1. But cool bets there. Not a ton of shine on this. It's a little bit flat, but I love the subject matter and I love the American flag. So I think I'm actually going to include that in my upcoming SGC submission. I'm picking out my cards now to be included in that. Going to try to do another 10 card submission in the month of February, and Mookie is a candidate, a finalist to get included in that submission. Next up, I have one hockey and one soccer card, and then we're going to go back to baseball to end it. Here's the hockey card. It's a great one. Jaromir Jagr, one of the best ever to play. I love this guy. He's actually still playing actively overseas in Russia. He's over age 50 now and just continues to enjoy the game. And he was a great personality in the NHL, in addition to being one of the most successful and talented players ever to set foot in the league. And I think maybe because he came in during the junk wax or boom era, he gets a little bit lost in the hobby compared to guys like Wayne Gretzky or even like Alex Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby. And so I've been making an effort to improve my Jagr collection recently. And I found this one from the first ever O-Pee-Chee Platinum release, which is basically akin to Topps Chrome in the baseball world. And this is the tracks parallel, which looks like tire tracks going across the card. These are not numbered, but I got this for about $6, and I'm really, really happy with that. I don't know if I'll eventually get it graded or if it'll go into a Hockey Z Folio, but regardless, I'm trying to bulk up the Jagr collection, and I have more on that coming soon in another episode. I've picked up a few graded Jagr cards to show off. Next up, the one soccer card in today's video. This one's really cool. This is a and B/C gum Sammy Barrett card. And obviously, you know, baseball collectors are instantly going to recognize that this is the 1959 Topps baseball design, but done on a soccer card the following year over in England. So I don't know the exact details of this, but essentially A and BC Gum in England was either affiliated with Topps or had the permission, got permission from Topps to use this card design, and they made an 84 card soccer set in the early 1960s, late 1950s, early 60s, based on this design. So this is, I don't know anything about Sammy Barrett of the Rangers. I don't know if that's Queen's Park Rangers, and Scotland for his national team. Cool photo there. That is an old looking soccer ball. So the reason I bought this is I'm trying to complete the set, the 84 card set, but these are really, really tough. Like, they are infinitely more difficult to find than 1959 Topps Baseball, printed, I'm sure, in much, much smaller quantities, and were released overseas in England. So finding these here in the US has been a challenge, to the point where I've been working on this 84 card set for like probably almost 10 years. And sometimes I forget about it for a few months or drift in and out. But recently was showing this to a couple hobby buddies on my album, and it reminded me to take a look and see if the cards that I was missing were maybe available on eBay. And sure enough, I found this one, Sammy Barrett, number 62, available for about $6 US, shipped to my door from overseas. So that's how I spent $6 on this completely beat up soccer common of a player that I know nothing about. Just the kind of content you want to see, I'm sure, here on the channel. So we'll put Sammy Barrett up there. Now let's go back to baseball to finish it. This next one I was really, really surprised. I guess I shouldn't be, but I was a little surprised at how cheaply I was able to acquire this. And it's like the perfect card for my collection. So check this out. This is the 2017 Topps Rediscover Topps buyback of the 1990 Topps Kirby Pucket card. So this is an original 1990 Topps Kirby Pucket that was out in the wild for, 27 years, 26 years, whatever it was. Topps bought it back, stamped it with the silver Rediscover Topps stamp that you see here. And this would have been included in a 2017 Topps pack issued. It could have been Flagship, Allen and Ginter. They had buybacks, the Rediscover buybacks in a few sets that year. But yeah, 1990 Topps is my first true love. I'm kind of a super collector of all things 1990 Topps. And to get a buyback of a Hall of Famer's 1990 Topps card that looks great like this, it's well-centered, especially by 1990 Topps standards. And it got a PSA 7, which means nobody wants it. If this was like a PSA 10, I could only imagine what it would sell for. But if you collect buybacks, and I certainly have for many, many years now, you realize pretty quickly that you can't get overly concerned with condition because there are so few available that there may not be a mint condition card of any particular buyback, if there's a buyback of that card at all. So I saw this go up at about $30, buy it now, and I watched it, and I was tempted, but at the end of the day, I didn't want to put $30 of my hobby money towards that. The auction ended, and it got relisted at $25. Again, didn't sell. Got relisted again at $20, didn't sell. At this point, it's, the race to the bottom. And I would be kind of sad if somebody else picked it up. So it went up again at $15. I rolled the dice one more time and didn't buy it. And then it finally went up at $12. And when I added it to my watch list, I got an offer from the seller for $11. So I picked up this Kirby Pucket slab, perfect buyback card for my collection, and being a 90 Topps release, and it cost $11. So really, really pleased with that. I think it's still around $19 to bulk submit a card to PSA, so picking that up for $11 was a no-brainer. One of my sneaky buys of last month towards the end of the year. And then lastly, I have two more pickups towards my primary collecting focus for 2024, which is expanding the representation of the Negro Leagues and the Negro League players in my baseball card collection. They're really the same card, but two versions of it. And I've shown it before, but it's the 2023 Prism Cool Papa Bell. And I actually already have this blue. I have it in the Negro League Z Folio that I'm building. So this is a duplicate, but I'm just going to give this the superior fit treatment in a top sleeve and just keep this one separately outside that Z Folio because I enjoy this card that much. This was $1.88 with free shipping, and it is numbered to 149. So, I mean, you just cannot go wrong at that price point. And then the other one that I have has a little story behind it. It's one of the tougher parallels that you can get of this card. And it's an example of developing relationships in the hobby or just reaching out to people that you're interacting with. So I've been watching the versions of this Cool Papa Bell card for months and months now. And there are some that are so rare, they hardly pop up, but I have a pretty good idea where to price a 2023 Prism Cool Papa Bell at, believe it or not, depending on the parallel. And recently, this one surfaced. This is the, outside of the two one-of-ones, this is the lowest numbered parallel. It's the black and gold shimmer, I think it's called. This is numbered to just 5 copies. And I have copy 1 of 5 here, first off the line, the Alpha. And what happened here is about a week ago, this card went up at auction. It was very late at night, around 11 p.m., and it was 99 cents starting bid. And knowing full well, having bought a lot of Cool Papa Bell cards over the last few months, he's got competition out there. His cards do not go cheaply, and there always seem to be plenty of bids. So I messaged this seller, which is something I don't usually do, but I probably should do more. And I just said, would you be willing to accept an offer on this? A best offer, even though it's listed as an auction. So he actually got back to me in about 5 minutes and said, I don't usually do that, but if you'd like to make an offer, in this case, I'll listen. So at this point, I don't want to lowball the guy because I think that's probably why he's turned off or says he doesn't usually do that. Because if you've sold on eBay, you know you get all kinds of just ridiculous, almost insulting lowball offers if you don't set a minimum. So I wanted to come in strong and make an offer that would probably secure the card, but at a price point that I still thought it was cheaper than it would go at if I let it go to open auction. So I came in strong at $50. And he accepted my offer and changed the auction to a buy it now, which I immediately purchased. And I scooped this card up, which I'm fairly confident would have cost me more than that in the end. And more importantly, I secured this right away. With 5 copies out there, and I know a couple of others have already sold, the likelihood of me ever getting an opportunity to purchase this was pretty low. And so I took my shot, I reached out, and that card was probably on eBay for all of 10 minutes. I mean, you could have a saved search for Cool Papa Bell, and if you just missed that 10-minute window, you would never even know that this surfaced. So that's just an example of kind of reaching out and communicating with the people that you're interacting with in this hobby. And I'll tell you what, as a final note, has happened since then. He asked me if there's any other players I collect in 2023 Prism besides Cool Papa Bell, and I let him know I'm looking for Buck Leonard and Sam Rice, and he's got a few other parallels. They're not as rare as this, but they're numbered, set aside for me, and he has a bunch more 2023 Prism coming in that he's going to be ripping open next week and is going to be looking out for me for those 3 players. So that was worth my time for sure to reach out and establish contact. I've got this guy as a saved seller now, and he's looking out for cards for me with my own best interests in mind, just from a few minutes of chatting back and forth on eBay. And of course, I'm very, very happy to have one of the 5 copies of this amazing Cool Papa Bell. So we're going to wrap it there. I can't believe I went on for 13 minutes about just like 7 cards, but I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Great to have a few minutes to get on here and talk cardboard. I appreciate you stopping by to join me, and I'll be back as soon as my work will allow. In the meantime, I hope everybody out there is enjoying the hobby. Take care.